Good evening, everybody. I'd like to call our meeting to orders. Would everybody please rise for the flag salute? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I didn't like the pledge of allegiance.
Mr. Boyce, could you do a roll, please?
Yes, Mrs. Van Horn.
Present.
Mr. Sergio.
Present, sir.
Mr. Jess.
Here.
Mr. Carlson.
Here.
Mrs. Sherwin is absent. Mrs. Kraske is absent. Mrs. Dale.
Here.
Mr. Kimmick.
Here.
Mr. Garcia.
Here.
Mrs. Shaw.
Here.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Boyce. Public notice, adequate notice of this meeting in compliance with Chapter 231 of the Public Laws of 1975 entitled the Open Public Meetings Act has been provided by action of the Board of Education at its regular meeting on January 7, 2025. Notices of the Courier News and Star Ledger circulated in the school district, and a posted notice to this effect on the Board of Education website and Building Bulletin Board, Administrative Headquarters, 51 West Cliff Street, Somerville, New Jersey. Okay, before we get into a number of student activities that we're very excited about tonight, I do want to open the floor to public comment. At this time, comment is invited on agenda items, non-agenda items, or any matter related to the school district. When permitted, public participation shall be governed by the rules that are stated on the agenda itself. Is there anybody who would like to make public comment? Please state your name and your address.
Hi, I'm Elise Robbins. I live at 130 Mountain Avenue in Somerville. So I did speak to the superintendent, so he knew I was coming up here. I just wanted to say something because we have our wonderful teachers here, and I wanted to make sure they heard it too. We are only a year into this district, and we have our beautiful Maya sitting up front, who is brand new to the district. She started this year in our life skills class. And you know, I know we get a lot of complaints. I was sat on the Board of Education, so I know exactly what you guys get. This has been life-changing for Maya. Our last district, we were told that anything that happened at home, and it was not their problem. Our teachers here are amazing. They have absolutely helped Maya's transition. They've helped her to grow. She absolutely loves going to school every day. She loves her friends, she loves her teachers. Her wonderful teachers showed up at her birthday party. The look on her face was priceless, something we will never forget because Maya's never really had a birthday party before. She just moved in with us full time. We had a 3-year plan here till my son graduated, and now we are definitely going to be buying something here and staying. This program is incredible. I've now become friends with Mrs. Riley. Cannot wait for Maya to continue into that program. We are going to do everything we can to support it. And I just wanted to say thank you to the teachers because I do know that complaints happen. Compliments do not, which was my email to you. So that I knew he'd read it because I said compliments not.
It was in the subject line.
That was literally in the subject line. But I do want to say thank you because I know you guys work really hard, and especially in the peer-to-peer program, Maya comes home all the time and tells me about her friends. It permeates through the school. Like the fact that these kids are included in things is, I've never seen anything like it before. And I've been in, last year we had 4 different districts. So we know what goes on in other schools. So thank you guys very much.
Thank you for your comment.
Thank you.
Would anybody else like to make public comment?
I'm very comfortable.
Laura Kessler, 138 Johnson Avenue. Luke, it's my turn to talk about you. You've had a chance to talk about me for many years, so now it's my turn to thank you. And you must mean an awful lot to me. So I just want to acknowledge your tireless dedication to the community and the schools for the past 12 years. It's been greatly appreciated. From working the chains at football games, hauling band equipment, building sports programs, supporting endless high school and middle school sports events, plays, extracurricular activities. You were the 5th grade DJ, the unofficial member of the pack. I don't know if they voted you in or not, but you are the field day DJ and entertainer. You were the dancing Santa at the holiday hop. You created mayhem in the cafeteria dressed as the Cat in the Hat for many Read Across America days. And you were a guest reader for countless classrooms dressed in all sorts of various get-ups. All because you loved being in the schools and being present in the community and giving back. As Luke read to my class one year, he sat down and he had them fully engaged. And he asked them a question, and every child raised their hand. And he goes, "Oh, don't raise your hand, just shout it out." So in 2 seconds, 4 months of work. But 12 years is a very long time, Luke. It was long enough to see classes graduate, buildings change, and policies evolve. But through all of that, one thing remained constant, and it was your steady commitment to doing what was best for our students, staff, and the community of Somerville. You celebrated graduates, athletes, and all students in the Ville with really lengthy reports. But it was because of your passion, and you wanted to make sure they were all recognized and highlighted. So thank you, Luke, for 12 years of dedication. You are a role model, and you define what it means to give back to your community and to truly be all in. Your service has left a mark that will last far beyond your time on the board. I applaud all your accomplishments as a member of the Board of Education. And while you may no longer be my boss, I am honored to say that I can still call you friend. So enjoy the time with your family and everything the future holds. Congratulations.
Are there any other public comments?
While we're on the Luke train. So as this marks the final meeting for several of our Board of Education members, I want to express my deepest gratitude for everything you guys have given to this district and for the various programs that I have the privilege of working with. I especially want to thank Luke Sergio. Luke consistently highlighted the arts and the robotics in his student activity reports. Every month, he would proactively reach out to me for an update on the robotics team, and no matter how lengthy my response was, and some of them were pretty lengthy, he would find a way to include our achievements in his report. Our team works to spread awareness of the vast opportunities within STEM for young people, and by sharing our work at these meetings, Luke has become an invaluable partner in that mission. And by sharing these accomplishments with the rest of the board, all of you have become essential partners, spreading the word of our initiatives and your own interactions outside of these meetings, an impact that I have personally witnessed on many occasions. Your time has created ripples and formed connections you may never fully know that you had a part in shaping. A couple of years ago, the SHS Drama Club performed a show called The Theory of Relativity. It was a show that explored the interconnectedness of all of us through life's shared experiences. One powerful song from that show speaks directly to the legacy and lasting impact you leave behind. And it goes, because there's a footprint you left there, indelible and deep. It's the core of your identity, the principles you keep. Still, there's a footprint you cling to. It's something you can't shake, a need that won't diminish, a bond that will not break. Yes, your footprint goes with you. It's something you don't lose. From the family that you're born with to the family that you choose. Your footprint, your history, it's who you are. And the universe gets larger and the cosmos will expand. But one thing never changes. The footprint is right where you stand. You've left many footprints in Somerville schools, deep, indelible marks that will never fade. And while this chapter closes, I know you will continue to leave a powerful mark wherever life takes you next. Thank all of you for all of the support you continue to show and the support you've shown over the years.
Thank Thank you, Tyler. Are there any other public comments?
Who's going to class for me?
Hi, I'm Sophia Benko. I'm a senior at Somerville High School, and I'm the drum major of our marching band.
Hi, I'm Dara Moran. I'm also a senior at Somerville High School, and I am a section leader in my major.
We're just here to give you a brief update of our instrumental music department. We wanted to first thank you for acknowledging us as state championships at your last meeting. None of what we accomplished this season, we've had an incredible season, none of what we accomplished this season could have happened without your support, so thank you. And we also just wanted to acknowledge our staff who helped us on our journey this season. Our band director, Mr. Ferguson, our assistant director, Megan Major, our color guard director, Brianna Frenzy, Nate Cohen, our assistant color guard director, Starlin Lopez, our wind coordinator, Kyle Flynn, our visual coordinator, and our interns, Karis Kachula, Kirsten Nguyen, Ryan Landrew, Sean Mazel, and Selena Urbanis.
I'd also like to take the moment to highlight our wind ensemble. This past month, the Somerville found out that they'll be able to perform in the New Jersey Music Educating Association State Conference in this February. This is a really big honor because only select schools get to perform at it out of like all the schools in New Jersey. So it's an honor to be able to represent Somerville once again. We'd also like to invite you to come out to our winter concert at the Somerville High School Auditorium. This will also be our last performance in that auditorium due to like the new renovations. So we'd like you to enjoy that final experience there. The concert is this Thursday, December 17 at 7 p.m.
It's been an incredible season for our marching band and our music program. None of what we've achieved this season could have happened without the support from our community and our Board of Education. So thank you so much for all that you do to support the arts in Somerville. Thank you so much.
Okay, are there any other public comments? Okay, seeing none, can I have a motion to close public comment? Mr. Jess, can I have a second? Mr. Carlson, all in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Okay, public comment is now closed. I do want to thank everybody for just again acknowledging Mr. Sergio, but we also have a few other board members that are stepping off this year, and we do want to make sure that we acknowledge them as a board, and we'll do that in just a little bit. But I think Luke did set an example for all of us, so thank you for your work around that. Before we move on to our performance, which we do have, and I want to thank all of you for just waiting patiently out there. I want to thank the students that met us here today outside, and part of the SIPS Cafe and the SMS coffee card. It was really our pleasure to be able to interact with you, to be able to be served by you, and I want to thank all of you for everything you do for our community, because as our public commenter said, I mean, you are a very, very important part of our community, and just in the interactions we had outside, we could tell how wonderful all of you are and how wonderful the program is. So applause to all of you for your efforts tonight and everything you've done. Thank you so much. So we're going to go a little bit out of order right now. What I'd like to do right now is, yes. So why don't we do you want to take that?
So we just have to go a touch out of order. Again, I appreciate everybody's patience, but I'm going to invite up Dr. McDonald. If she could come up. Oh, she's over here. So since my first days in Somerville, it's been very special to team with Dr. McDonald and her folks that are represented here to really support, our students. And I love coming and visiting you during your open coffee times and SIPS card. And it's really special to see some folks I've worked with previously, continue their great work here with our students. And it was really nice to get that phone call, about a week ago. It's nothing like seeing in your subject line compliments, not complaints. I'll take those all day. But without further ado, I want to turn things over to Dr. McDonald and her very special guest tonight.
Thank you so much. We are so honored It's such a privilege to be able to come here tonight to show you in action some of the wonderful programs that we have under the special education umbrella. One of which we're so proud of, that we have a developmental model starting at Vanderveer in 3rd grade, where students start learning a lot about life skills, how to function independently, how to be as much a part of the community as possible. So tonight we actually have with us members from our Somerville Middle School Multiple Disabilities class, as well as our 9 through 12 Multiple Disabilities class and our transition program. We have members of the SMS has a SMS coffee cart, and once they transition into high school, we have something called SIPS, which stands for Somerville's Independent Professional Skills Cafe. So basically, we do a very developmentally appropriate model where students start with very basic skills in the younger grades, learning how to handle food safely, how to prepare drinks, and as they get older, they learn about baking and cooking and supply, demand. They work on cash registers, so they're applying a lot of those reading skills and math skills into the day-to-day activities. So without further ado, none of this would be possible without these amazing staff members and the most amazing kids. So I just wanted to recognize them because they all work so hard. So starting with our Somerville Middle School program, we have Miss Stanek. And representing today from her class is Maya and Michael.
You did wonderful. You want to cut out? You did good job.
And then from our high school program, we have a lot of staff members here tonight. So from our 9-12 program, we have Mrs. Schifferano. From our transitional program, we have Miss Riley, who honestly has been the spearhead of our SIPS program. And with her, we have Mrs. Vale. We have Mrs. Guerriero. Oh, where is she?
She went outside.
Oh, she went outside. Okay, so she's actually with our middle school. She's a very important part of that. And our students from our high school programs, we have Maverick and we have Sophia here tonight. These are the individuals that make all of this programming possible. You guys are the reason we come to work every single day. So we hope you all have an amazing holiday, and staff, thank you for all of the work you do. You are amazing, wonderful. I could not echo more. And of course, let me not forget the parents. We have a lot of parents here. Thank you for sharing your kids with us. They are amazing, wonderful. They make our Thank you.
What time is it?
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Go home?
Okay, so again, we're very fortunate to have so many students here with us tonight. Part of the agenda tonight is our Somerville High School Chamber Choir is going to perform for anybody who wants to stay here. This is always a little tricky. I think as a board, we're going to go over there, and they're going to face that way. So give us a minute just to move, and then you're good to go.
Christmas makes you feel emotional. It may bring parties or thoughts devotional. Whatever happens or what may be, here is what Christmas time means to me. every star. In the air there's a feeling of Christmas. Children laughing, people passing, meeting smile after smile. And on every street corner you hear all those silver bells. Hear those silver bells saying, it's Christmas time in the city. Listen to the bells ring-a-ling. You can hear them ring. They're saying, soon it will be Christmas Day. Strings of streetlights, even stoplights, blink up bright red and green as the shoppers rush home with their treasures. Hear the snow crunch, see the kids bunch. This is Santa's big scene, and above all this bustle you hear all those silver bells. Hear those silver bells, they're saying, it's Christmas time in the city. Listen to the bells ring-a-ling. You can hear them ring. They're saying, soon it will be Christmas Day. Soon it will be Christmas Day.
Good evening to the Somerville community and the Somerville Board of Education. Thank you for being here tonight. My name is Mr. Noah. I'm the Director of Choirs at Somerville High School, and I have the privilege of working with these students who are part of the Somerville High School Chamber Choir. Part of our mission statement at the high school is to go out and to give back to the community, and we have a short set for you today, which includes some carols and partial of our winter concert set as well, which was last Thursday with a nice 24 songs. So it was a very fantastic last Thursday concert. And we have 2 more carols for you before we go into our part of our concert set. So without further ado, here is Santa Claus is Coming to Town.
Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's making a list and checking it twice. Gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's coming to town, oh yes, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's coming to town, oh yes, he sees you when you're sleeping. He knows when you're awake. He knows if you've been bad or good, so be good for goodness sake. Oh, you better watch out, you better not cry, better not pout, I'm telling you why. Santa Claus is coming to town. He's coming to town. Oh, Hanukkah. oh party will hold us, oh Hanukkah. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Shiny tops to play with and pancakes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning. They're one for each night that they shared a sweet love to remind us of days long ago. Hanukkah, oh Hanukkah, come light the menorah. Once a party will hold us, oh Hanukkah. Gather round the table, we'll give you a treat. Shiny tops to play with and pancakes to eat. And while we are playing, the candles are burning. They're one for each night that they shared a sweet love to remind us of days long ago. One for each night that they shared a sweet love to remind us of days long, those days long ago. Those days long ago.
Our final two songs were part of our winter concert. We're going to begin with The World for Christmas, and then go directly into Children Go Where I Send Thee with a solo from Emma March, Sr., and Jack Kern, Jr.
It's the night before Christmas, and all through the house not a creature is stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings are hung by the chimney with care, but hopes for Saint Nicholas I wish I could share. I am new to this world, I arrived here this morn, to this beautiful planet, though beat up and torn. I don't need a gift, need no more than I've got. Hear the unspoken wish from a tiny, tiny tot. I only want the world for Christmas, the blue-green forever turning world for Christmas. Nothing more, nothing less. I want it for keeps, and I promise to share, so that everyone who wants can cuddle and care. I only want the world for Christmas, the blue-green forever turning world for Christmas. To restore, to repossess, please make it last. My fate is in your hands. Oh, give me a present for the future. signs in our frail crystal ball. You wish away, wish away, wish away, oh. The moon on the rest of the new fallen snow gives a luster of midday to objects below. Why your eyes won't see when they're given all this light. I wonder, this very special night. I only want the world for Christmas, the blue-green forever turning world for Christmas, to restore, to repossess, please make it last. My fate is in your hands. Oh, give me, oh, give me, oh, give me, oh, give me, oh, give me a present for the future.
Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee?
Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm gonna send thee one by one. One for the little bitty baby, wrapped in a swaddling clothing, laid down in a manger that's born, 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 born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm gonna send thee 2 by 2, 2 for Paul and Silas, 1 for the little bitty baby, wrapped in a swaddling clothing, laid down in a manger that's born, 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 born in Bethlehem. Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee? I'm gonna send thee 10 by 10.
10 for the 10 commandments, 9 for the 9 that dress so fine,
8 for the 8 that stood at the gate.
7 for the 7 that went up to heaven, 6 for the 6 that never got fixed, 5 for the gospel preachers, 4 for the 4 that stood at the door,
3 for the Hebrew children.
2 for Paul and Silas,
1 for the little bitty baby, wrapped in a swaddling clothing, laid down in a manger that's born, 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 born in Bethlehem.
Story that I'm writing, see the soul is never led and everlasting to everlasting, and you know it's on to heaven. You get the God message and the aim is a lesson, and who puts it in the lesson, and the message is a festering, softening our hearts, and it's reaching all the people. We do this in the streets and underneath the steeple. Rather talk to talk, but the younglings walk the walk. They are crawling in the dark, but my voice it is the torch. Drink the milk, eat the meat, falling at the Savior's feet. The sinner take a peek, everybody take a peek at the heart of the matter. He's the King of the Kings, married to the church. I got the Lord of the Rings, gold streets where I'm dancing. Father God mansions, beauty and God imagine. What do you fathom? Hey, you're the story to grow. Loving life, so it's time to go. Hey, you're the story to grow. Loving life, so it's time to go.
I'm ready, 10 for the 10 for lemons. And it's 9 for the 9 that dressed so fine.
8 for the 8 that stood out the gate.
7 for the 7 that went up to heaven. 6 for the 6 that never got fixed. Said he never got fixed. Said he never got fixed.
Said he never got fixed. Said he never got fixed.
5 for the gospel preacher. 4 for the 4 that stood at the door. 3 for the Hebrew children. 2 for Paul and Silas. 1 for the little bitty baby. Wrapped all up in swaddling clothes. Lay down in a manger. Let's go.
Children, go where I send thee. How shall I send thee?
Thank you so much for letting us spread some holiday cheer with you all. We have 2 more events in our caroling season. 1, we're going on a field trip tomorrow, don't forget. And 2, we have a caroling festival at the First United Methodist Church, right on the other side by Somerville Middle School, from 4 to 5:30 on Thursday, December 18th. So we hope that you have a happy, safe, and healthy holiday season, and we'll see you soon. Thank you so much for letting us join you this evening.
Thank you.
Great job.
So we're kind of bouncing around here a little bit, but in the interest of having our students be able to go do other things, Tay, do you want to do the student report?
Yeah, of course. So, well, I can't really top that, but I can tell you some things going on in the high school. So we did have our Governor's Education of the Year. So our Educational Services Professional of the Year was Miss C in the Counseling Department. And then we also had our Teacher of the Year, who was Mr. Williamson, who's in the History Department. Going based off of choir, they have on Thursday, they have a caroling festival at 4, and then it follows at 7 p.m. for symphonic band and wind ensemble as well. For some of the clubs, we have Genesis Club. They're doing a winter drive for the homeless. That's going through January. There's not a certain date right now, but if you have any clothes, toiletries, feel free to drop that off in room 305. If you have any questions, email Senora Waba. And then we also have Genesis Club. Key Club. They're hosting a holiday cookie showdown which is tomorrow at 2:20 in room 101. So they're just going to have a cookie contest, coloring, and some music going on. The late bus offered to students who live in Branchburg and are staying after school. So make sure you just sign up for the bus prior to 1 p.m. in the office. We also have senior yearbook ads. So if any parents want to get an ad for the yearbook for a senior, make sure to do that. And then yearbooks are still on sale, and they are going to go up after February, I think to 105. So hopefully you guys can get those in. The Valkyrie, so just try to stay in loop with our Valkyrie. They have articles covering the latest in the school with all different types of topics. And then we have our winter sports that started up. Some of them have their first games tonight. But tomorrow we have a wrestling match for girls are at East Brunswick at 4. And then the boys are going to be JV at 5, followed by varsity at 6 at Somerville High School. We also have basketball, so Thursday the girls are at Immaculata at 7 o'clock, and the boys will be home at 7 o'clock as well. Same thing for swimming, we have boys and girls swimming, and then on Thursday they have meet at 2:45 at Immaculata, and finally we have fencing matches for both boys and girls, which will be in the cafeteria at 4:30. We have Spirit Week this week. Monday we have Pajama Day. Tuesday we have Tinsel Tuesday, as you saw some of our teachers. Tomorrow we have Winter Wonderland. Thursday is Ugly Sweater Day. Friday is Holiday Headwear. And then we follow back with Monday, Performative Monday. And Tuesday we have our Peppermint Rally, which will be again on Tuesday. And it's just when the classes go against each other, so that's really fun for all the students. And lastly, we have Winter Break, which starts on the 23rd. We have a half day, and then we are off the 24th through the 2nd. So that is all I have, but happy holidays and happy New Year.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
All right.
Of course.
We're going to give you the opportunity to
Hey, if
exit
you want
if
me
you
here,
want
I'll
to.
stay.
You know,
but-
you're more than welcome to stay for the whole meeting, but I know you have things you have to do, so.
Thank you.
For being here, and happy holidays.
Everyone. Yes, thank you.
Okay, we've bounced around quite a bit here. Let me just do my portion of the board president's report, and then we'll do approval in minutes. I do want to extend everybody just happy holidays and just appreciate for everybody that was here tonight. I know a lot of the students already left that are outside. But again, that's just a real treat for us to have Mr. Noah come out and to bring his students and to have that choir perform for us. And that's happened each year that I've been on the board for a few years now. The students are just so talented, and it's just a great way to kind of bring in the holidays for us. I do want to point out a couple things that are on the agenda tonight because we'll move forward with the consent agenda, but I want to just mention that we have a motion for construction management services tonight, which is pretty important because that's related to the referendum and the ongoing work that's taking place there. So that person will basically be managing all the projects that are going to be taking place over the next few years within the district. It's an important addition, something that was a part of the referendum itself. And then very exciting, that work on the playground at Vanderveer is ongoing right now. So I know Ms. Roberts had a bunch of people kind of sharing ideas and getting excited about that. But there's a motion tonight about really kind of moving forward with the installation and the pouring of the surface area that's going to be out there as well. So we're very excited about that. But those are two highlights within the agenda tonight as well. So I'll keep that short, and that'll be my board president's report, but we still have to do approval of the minutes. So,
Motion
Mr. Jess?
to approve the minutes from November 11th, both regular and executive session.
Second.
All right, and Mr. Carlson was the second, or who was that? Mr. Carlson? All right, Mr. Boyce, you do a roll, please?
Yes, Mrs. Van Horn.
Yes.
Mr. Sergio.
Yes.
Mr. Jess.
Yes.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Dale.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmick.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw.
Abstain?
Is that everybody?
Yes, I have.
Okay, all right, thank you. Okay. All right, so as I mentioned before, Mr. Sergio is not the only person leaving the board. We have 3 members that are current that are going to be finishing up with this meeting tonight. This is their last meeting. So in honor of the work that they have done, do you have something to add?
No, I'll wait.
In honor of the work that they have done, we have a presentation of a proclamation and a plaque to each member of the board. This is something that may be a little bit different than we've done in the past, but we do want to be able to acknowledge the work as a board and thank everybody for their work to the district. So I'm just going to read the proclamation to Ms. Shaw. And this is about her work toward the board. And for those of you in the public that may be watching, Ms. Shaw is our rep from Branchburg. So proclamation honoring Bindu Shaw for her extraordinary service and leadership on the Somerville Board of Education. Whereas Bindu Shaw has faithfully and diligently served as a distinguished member of the Somerville Board of Education for 2 years, and whereas during her tenure, Bindu Shaw has consistently demonstrated unwavering dedication to the educational success, growth, and well-being of all students in the district, and whereas she has demonstrated an exceptional commitment to our educational community by devoting extra time and energy to serve simultaneously as a member of both Branchburg Township Board of Education and Somerville Board of Education, acting as a vital bridge between our districts. And whereas Bindu Shaw has exemplified strong leadership and dedication through her involvement on the key committee of the Communications Committee, and whereas her advocacy for student inclusivity and access resulted in tangible benefits for our community, most notably through her instrumental role in connecting the district to the Bridgestone Adaptive Sports Grant, which significantly expanded athletic opportunities for students with diverse needs. And whereas Bindu Shaw has earned the respect and the admiration of her peers, staff, and the community for her ability to listen carefully to all perspectives, thoughtfully evaluate issues, and foster collaboration, support, and encouragement among all stakeholders. And whereas your steadfast leadership, wisdom, and service have left an indelible mark on the Somerville Board of Education and a greater school community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Somerville Board of Education expresses its sincere gratitude and profound appreciation to Binda Shaw for her years of exemplary leadership, service, and dedication to the students, staff, and the families of our district. And be it further resolved that the Somerville Board of Education extends its heartfelt best wishes to Binda Shaw for continued health, happiness, and success in all future endeavors. So.
I'll leave you back. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
You want to stay
Yeah,
there?
you might as well just stay there.
All right, and Mr. Jess is going to read the proclamation for Mr. Sergio.
So it's my honor to read this proclamation. I don't think that anybody could could express their gratitude or appreciation better than Miss Joelle Kessler did. You hit I know she's upset because I said her name, Joelle Kessler, because she doesn't like when we say Joelle Kessler, but.
Which is why we do it.
Which is why we do it, but we must say that, Joelle, your comments tonight were spot on. And Luke, it's been an honor to serve with you on the board for 9 years because you're an awesome board member, but more so you're an awesome friend. So, and I love you like a brother, and I'm going to read this. So, what Bill said, Luke Sergio has faithfully, like Bill said, Luke Sergio. Proclamation honoring Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. for his extraordinary service and leadership on the Somerville Board of Education. Whereas Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. has faithfully and diligently served as a distinguished member of the Somerville Board of Education for 13 years, and within those years served as Vice President of the Board of Education for 3 years. And whereas during his tenure, Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. has consistently demonstrated unwavering dedication to the educational success, growth, and well-being of all students in the district. And whereas Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. has exemplified strong leadership and dedication through his involvement on numerous key committees, including 12 years on the athletics and student activities, serving as chairperson for 8 years and co-chairperson for 3 years, 8 years on the finance committee, 3 years on the curriculum committee, 4 years on the buildings and grounds committee, 4 years on the communications committee. And whereas beyond his committee duties, he distinguished himself as a true supporter of student life, delivering spirited monthly reports to the board and culminating each year with a beloved celebration video he helped curate to highlight student achievements. And whereas his commitment to the whole child was evident in his volunteerism as a dedicated marching band parent supporting the arts, and as a steadfast advocate for incorporating character education into all student extracurricular activities. And whereas in addition to his local contributions, Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. has provided exceptional service to the board's liaison to the Borough Council for 8 years, New Jersey School Board Association for 4 years, and the Somerset County Association of Board of Education for 1 year. And whereas Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. has earned the respect and admiration of his peers, staff, and the community for his ability to listen carefully to all perspectives, thoughtfully evaluate issues, and foster collaboration, support, and encouragement among all stakeholders. And whereas his steadfast leadership, wisdom, and service have left an indelible mark on the Somerville Board of Education and the greater school community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Somerville Board of Education expresses its sincere gratitude and profound appreciation to Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. for his years of exemplary leadership, service, and dedication to the students, staff, and families of our district. And be it further resolved that the Somerville Board of Education extends its heartfelt best wishes to Lucien Luke Sergio Jr. for his continued health, happiness, and success in all future endeavors. I love you, man.
Thank you.
I have the privilege of reading the proclamation honoring Dan Carlson for his extraordinary service and leadership on the Somerville Board of Education. Whereas Dan Carlson has faithfully and diligently served as a distinguished member of the Somerville Board of Education for 7 years, and whereas during his tenure, Dan Carlson has consistently demonstrated unwavering dedication to the educational success, growth, and well-being of all students in the district. And whereas Dan Carlson has exemplified strong leadership and dedication through his involvement on numerous key committees, including 7 years on the Finance Committee, serving as chairperson for 5 years, 3 years on the Buildings and Grounds Committee, 3 years on the Athletics and Student Activities Committee, 3 years on the Ad Hoc Security Committee, 1 year on the Ad Hoc Negotiations Committee, 1 year on the Communications Committee. Whereas Dan Carlson has earned the respect and admiration of his peers, staff, and the community for his ability to listen carefully to all perspectives, thoughtfully evaluate issues, and foster collaboration, support, and encouragement among all stakeholders. And whereas his steadfast leadership, wisdom, and service have left an indelible mark on the Somerville Board of Education and the greater school community. Now therefore be it resolved that the Somerville Board of Education expresses its sincere gratitude and profound appreciation to Dan Carlson for his years of exemplary leadership, service, and dedication to the students, staff, and families of our district. And be it further resolved that the Somerville Board of Education extend its heartfelt best wishes to Dan Carlson for continued health, happiness, and success in all future endeavors.
So congratulations to all of you. You're gonna have a lot of free time all of a sudden, so. So I guess we have one more athletics and activities update by Mr. Shajil. This is the last one, so soak it in.
Before you start, I'd like to make a motion that he gets as much time.
Thank you for speaking on my behalf, because that's exactly what I was going to tell you.
Yeah. There's no time.
It never mattered anyway.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
That's right, but still. Where do I begin? I think I'm going to pivot and begin here because, Tyler, this will not be the end for me. I still expect to be invited to the annual launch in March, so I will definitely be there and any other activities that you invite me to. So I want to thank you from all my heart for these kind words. You are a sensei for one of the largest life skills programs that we have here. So and whenever there's a direct correlation between character education and clubs and sports and activities and academic success, you don't need to look any further to the robotics club for that. So, with that, I think because I received your note pretty late, so I'm going to go ahead and your reports aren't lengthy; they're just detail oriented, which is a wonderful thing. And I'm going to read it verbatim here, but. So here's an update from robotics. The robotics team was proud to host 2 first LEGO events in November with approximately 24 teams participating in each. Both events were extremely successful and they received honorable feedback. In December, they attended several events to maintain relationships with gracious sponsors, because that's the key to life skills right there. And these are who contribute to our annual budget of more than $55,000. The events were opportunities to connect with the sponsors and show them amazing things that are helping them accomplish in the program and the community at large. They also attended 2 different workshops, one in Philly, one in New York City, where the students on the team participated in over 6 hours of classes each, all about robotics, effective outreach, and team operations. Looking ahead, they'll be kicking off their season on January 10th, at which point they will learn their challenge for the season. And they're very excited to get started on this year's game, which I guess will ultimately culminate in their robot presentation in March. So I encourage everyone to go to that. It's a wonderfully hosted dinner, and where they get to show all of these skills that the robotics teams and all the roles that they take in building this wonderful instrument with this fantastic robot. So that is the robotics update. I will go back into my athletics report. I want to thank Thea for her reporting, because I was able to cross out a few items here, as always. But I'm going to start with boys ice hockey. They are off to an 0-3 start, but we'll look to rebound against Mount Olive on Friday night. This is a triad between Bernard, Somerville, and Middlesex, for those who may not know. And so with the rest of the sports, today's kickoff, I call it Winter is Coming. And this is with all Bill sports teams playing, most of them playing today. Boys hoop squad were playing. The girls were on the road against College Achieve Central. And I want to give a shout out to Sienna Sherman, Amanda's daughter, who was playing in her first game today as a freshman. I guess she was on the bench for the varsity team, which they won today. The JV team is winning right now. Girls swimming is off to a 1-1 start. And are led by Sophia Rocks, Camila Mendez Castilla, and Valentina Flores, and many others. They handily defeated Piscataway 84-80, and on Tuesday, 84-80. They'll try to extend that streak to 2 games against Phillipsburg. Today, the boys defeated Piscataway on the same day, 100-91, and ran the table in the 200 freestyle, 50 meter, 500 meter. There's a lot of them. Led by Domingo Gotti, Braden Nguyen, and Gabriel Mendez, Castilla, and Kushai Patel. Girls fencing defeated Oak Knoll yesterday, 15-12. Leading the Sabres was Kasaja Nguyen, Isabel Pietrowski, Mariana Becerra, and Bruchelle Detala took the foils, and Jade Zhu and Paige Dickinson with the epi. Boys fencing came up short against Princeton by 1 point, 14-13, but Matthew Sennett, Zachary Jelena, and Julian Eindhoven came up with dominant performances in the foil and epi respectively. So there are so many examples of the holiday spirit that were taking place today. Obviously with the wonderful course that presented today, and as a member of the FUMC, I'll be there on Thursday as well to listen to that. I want to thank Nick Noah for presenting and singing at our church on Thursday. But the Vanderveer Winter Concert was December 4th, the Somerville High School Chorus on December 11th. The Somerville High School Band will be performing this Thursday on the 18th, and tomorrow my friend, Mr. Stephen Loretti, will be hosting the middle school winter concert as well, highlighting his concert brass chamber and world-renowned jazz band tomorrow night at the auditorium. I am just going to also add this. I was at the Stars and Promises concert by Peter Bayer on Friday night, and he did not disappoint in getting us all into the holiday spirit. I'm going to start here. I could quote Jeffrey Chaussee or Dr. Seuss. Well, I'm going to quote a little bit of Dr. Seuss because, I'm smiling because it did, it happened, right? Especially what was experienced along the way. I want to express my heartfelt gratitude for the wonderful journey that I've had with you, Gary, and all the superintendents I had the privilege of working with. I learned from each and every one of you. Brian, the only thing you're missing is a cape. So hats off to our fantastic business administrator. And all of my friends of the Board of Education that I'm serving with now, that I've served with in the past, and those I'm looking forward to have coffee with and sharing conversation, because you two are going to be great and you're going to keep the district going on that upward trajectory. And for you, Dan and Bindu, it's been an honor and a privilege. And they put us right by this door, I guess, right? So we can sneak right out, right? The principals and the administration, Principal Foley and Ms. Fervert, and the schools that you lead, all the events that you organize, and those that I was allowed to be a part of, trust me, it's going to carry with me for some time, well, forever, to be honest. And all the club leaders, directors, coaches, assistant coaches, volunteers, to the booster clubs, the music program, the pit crew, who unconditionally dedicated their time. And this all leads to the teachers of the district, and thanks for their mentorship, positivity, energy, and inspiration. This is not ChatGPT, so I want to thank Athletic Director Tim Davis. This has been 7 years that the two of us have been working together in collaboration, friendship, sharing ideas, and vision. One of the things I remember most, I'll always be proud of the committee meetings with you, Jerry, and Tim, because I say it all the time, you know, when I joined the board and they asked me what my passions were, and I shared that I want every kid to have as many choices as possible so they can make the right choices and the positive choices. And we're a small district, and I honestly feel that we lead. We set an example for a lot of larger districts with everything we have to offer students. And I said before, I believe there's a direct correlation between that and academic success that comes here with the Somerville School District. So I want to also thank the two of you for that. Everyone I mentioned here, you know, is all a part of giving every student a chance, giving every student a shot and an opportunity, and teaching them those pivotal skills that they're going to need from the day they enter preschool to that great day in June when they walk off the field for the last time. And those skills that they're going to acquire is going to be so paramount in the way they negotiate life moving forward. And it's going to be it's always wonderful to see. And I sometimes love the 360 feedback that we get from some of the students that come back and share what they're doing. You know, can't top it, but the world would undoubtedly benefit from having two or more of this particular person, and I'm sure they're out there in the world, but I am honored to say that I know one, and that is you, my friend, Joel Kessler. I appreciate you saying everything today, that all those things we shared. Yeah, I don't have words for how wonderful it was, and how wonderful of a ride it was. I think the most important thing, or the biggest memory of mine is student life. And everything we were a part of, even walking down the hallways and just taking pictures of student life. And, you know, those are going to be the things, maybe one last time we should just walk around the hallways and no. You know, and, you know, you set the bar when it comes to excellence. Very few people can reach that. Excellence, empathy, sympathy. You know how to work with every single student that you teach. I hope you still invite me to read to fifth graders who love to be read to, you know. And I lost my spot, but thank you for sharing all the passions and experiences that help shape the students. You know, and last but not least, she walked out. But I wanted to say the best decision of my life was sitting right there.
It's recording.
Hold on.
Excuse me for a minute. Like you were saying.
Okay. Well, and to Ms. Laura Sergio, the best decision I've ever made in my life, being a board member second. All right? And, your unwavering support and encouragement have been, you know, the foundation that allowed me to pursue what I love to do. Little tip, Laura and I, our schedules are very dynamic, so she knows where I am sometimes, and then sometimes she said, wait, where are you going? You know, so, and that's about 75% of the time, and it's mostly my fault. But even with that, you've always supported me unconditionally and always cheered me on. You were my biggest fan, and I will openly admit, obviously, how much I love you, okay, goes without saying, because I don't share it, I don't show it a lot, but what I also don't show a lot is you're right a lot more than you think. And so, now I am right sometimes, but you're right, yeah, and I'm willing to admit. And so I look forward to spending more time with you in the future. You'll probably want me to run for something else in the future after you see it, after you spend time at home. But I'm at the end, Mr. President, Mr. Vice President, my friends of the board, Dan, Bindu. It has been an honor to serve, and I just want to tell the district, the community, thank you for having me, and please remain Bill by example. So, thank you.
Okay, before we move on, because you thanked your wife and everything else and did such a wonderful job, I do want, you did a great job, but I want to give Mr. Carlson and then Ms. Shaw also a chance if they'd like to say any final words as board members, because
If they would like
You
to
know,
thank
if you,
you.
if you would also like to thank somebody.
I think my wife would like to thank the board.
I mean, don't feel pressure. It's just,
No, yeah, I do appreciate, I want to say thank you to my family for, giving me the time and the ability to hang out and be away from them and pick up the slack at home whenever necessary. I want to thank all the board members here. It was a pleasure serving with all of you. It really was. I've learned a lot about the school system and operations. As the chairman of the finance committee for the last 5-6 years, I want to say a special thank you to Brian Boyce, because he does an outstanding job in just preparation, making sure that we have been on track, not just for the current year, but 10 years down the road. So thank you, Brian. I appreciate it. It was a pleasure working with you. Now, I've had the pleasure of following this man's committee reports. And the first time, I got to tell you, I was a little intimidated, all right? Because I was like, well, sure, I don't have that much. And I realized it's kind of appreciated. So let me briefly go over the finance committee reports we did.
oh, wait, we're not doing that yet. No.
Oh, we're not doing that yet?
Do you want to do it right now?
Segue.
Go ahead.
Next.
As well.
What are they gonna do, yell at you?
Yeah, we're gonna keep you off.
You do what you want, right? I mean, yeah.
Okay, so we did have a qualitative audit of the financial statements, and everything was well. A couple corrections, nothing major, nothing minor. You'll see it in the report over here. We did have, we approved, you'll see it in the referendum today, the approval of the construction manager, legacy construction management. This was in a process that went on. We had 8 people put in for it. We narrowed it down to 3. Well, I say we, I meant you, Brian and Gary, and narrowed it down to 1. And we're really happy. They have great experience with the school systems and doing exactly what we're going to ask them to do. We do have an RFP going out for special ed legal representation, and all work orders have been completed on a timely basis. Thank you. And good night.
Fantastic. Thank you. Ms. Shaw, your turn if you'd like to.
I'll keep it brief because I have not served as long as these fine gentlemen over here, but I will say, my oldest is a senior, my middle is a sophomore, and they're boys, they don't share anything, and so, at all, ever, and so usually I'm writing notes so I can ask them questions when I get back home. But I will say, being on this board, even though for Somerville for as short of amount of time as it was, I really appreciate everything that happens in this town. I mean, I live in the town next door over, right, so I come here for dinner and for drinks, but really appreciating the community and everything that's going on with athletics and arts and tech. It's so amazing just to fully be present in that and really see and get full visibility. So I very much appreciate that. This board does fantastic work. I mean, Brian, you are an unsung hero. Gary, the work that you've done over the past year has been, or more than a year, has been amazing. And of course, all this dedication. The work for kids is one that is always worthwhile. And so I appreciate being here. I appreciate learning so much of what goes on and building these relationships. They're really important to me. And so thank you for that. And I'll still keep watching and staying on top of things just in different ways so I can pester my kids. But thank you so much for letting me join this amazing team. And it was very awkward at first. Mr. Sergio was the nicest one to me at first, so he's intimidating. So I appreciate the warm welcome from the start with everyone. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, all 3 of you. I think I've said this before. Anybody, and for our 2 incoming board members, that commits to doing this kind of work. It's something, again, that it is a commitment, and it's something that you learn a lot, you get a lot from it, but it also is something that, I said this to Mr. Sergio recently, it's like, when you lose, you win, because you get time back with your family, you get time back with other things, and it is something where there's a lot of nights and a lot of committee work, and we do thank you all for your commitment and just your efforts around that as well. So moving on, we have before we do the rest of the committee reports, our superintendent still has his report to do, because I'm having a hard time keeping track of this agenda now.
With
So.
the auditor.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Yeah, you can go.
All right, so we have 3 motions that need to be approved here, but actually 3 separate ones, so go ahead. Go, you're doing a great job.
So as Mr. Carlson mentioned this evening, the district's annual financial report was finalized for the year ended June 30th, 2025. Each board member received a copy of the ACFR, which is the audit, which is the annual comprehensive financial report, a copy of the AMR, which is the auditor's management report, and the corrective action plan, the CAP, for anything that was found to need correction. So with that, I would like to make one motion to approve the acceptance and filing of the annual comprehensive financial report for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025, to approve the acceptance and filing of the auditor's management report on administrative findings, financial compliance and performance for the fiscal year ended June 30th, 2025, and the approval of the corrective action plan.
Second.
Okay, that was Mr. Shajil was the second. Any discussion? No? All right. Mr. Boyce, you do a roll, please?
Yes, Mrs. Van Horn.
Yes.
Mr. Sergio.
Yes.
Mr. Jess.
Yes.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Dale.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmick.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Okay, thank you for that. Going to hand this over to you for a few minutes, and you can make your comments.
Thank you all for having patience this evening. Quite a bit to share, really some great things to share with the public, but happy holidays to all. It really is the season of concerts and performances, as you saw tonight. It is also bittersweet right now as I say goodbye to some friends here. The partnership with the board is very important to the well-being of all our school community, but it's particularly easy when you have dedicated folks like the 3 over here. So I thank you, Dan, Luke, and Bindu, for our time together. I learned much more from you than I could possibly pass on to you, but your dedication and service to the community is absolutely wonderful. Your example that you set for everybody, I hope, was heard in the resolutions, but more so in the statements that people made. You can really feel it's heartfelt, it's meaningful, and you know that your work had a huge impact on folks here and will continue to do so. You're champions of our community. I hope if we need some help, I can call upon you again. I think I've already done so with Luke, and will continue to do so if you're willing. Just know that you'll be missed, and that your time here was well spent, because you made a very big impact on our school community. So thank you. We had some great performances tonight, so thank you to the Chamber Choir and Nick Noah for their performance. If you were unable to attend last week's concert, which was absolutely wonderful, there are many concerts coming up tomorrow night at the middle school, Thursday, instrumental at the high school, and it's just a great time here. We had a really quick turnaround after Thanksgiving, being that it was so late, and then we have a very long break coming up for winter recess. So some last second things we have to squeeze in here academically and to get our students ready, but then some time for celebration and some downtime with our families, which is well deserved and needed. There's a really important note I want to make that you'll see on the board, in which we're accepting a donation of $25,000 from Bridgestone for the Adaptive Sports Programming Grant. Thank you, Ms. Shaw, for helping us secure that. And that is going to help our unified teams in the district and support their expansion and some of their hopes and dreams that they've been pushing for. And it's really, truly special program, and I thank you for that. So that's an important one to point out. And selfishly, there are 2 folks here, along with all of Dr. McDonald's great programming. We have the Sips Cafe and the Coffee Cart, that if you ever have an opportunity to see or stop by, you got to meet them today. But these students and our staff do a wonderful job in preparing our students with real life experiences like they did. And I knew coming into the district that we had some special folks because I've worked with them previously, but Miss Riley and Miss Vale are just 2 examples of the completely dedicated folks. And when Miss Robbins called me after that email, she gushed about the experience her child was having after having some pretty tough experiences in 4 or 5 other districts. So thank you and kudos to everyone in Dr. McDonald's department and in those great programs that we service. So thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful holiday. hopefully I didn't forget anything, but I know we've had a lot of great presentations, and I don't want to take up any more of your time, so thank you, and have a great holiday.
Okay, thank you. Moving on to additional committee reports. Ms. Dale, do you want to report on technology?
I have a very quick report. Just two quick things I'd like to say. So the curriculum committee met on December 10th, and just two things. The first is that we had a discussion about the NJ Sky Climate Survey. This was developed by Rutgers, and it was sent out to students, staff, and parents, caregivers. Many people took this, which was wonderful. Students had the options to participate or not, which I think was great. If they wanted to skip questions, they could, so they didn't feel pressured. And the committees will review the results when we receive them. This is done by an outside company, by Rutgers, so when they receive the results, they will review them, and the administration will see what to do next. And the second thing is that we had the privilege of, just the people on the committee had the privilege of touring the new preschool classrooms at the YMCA, and they are beautiful. They are beautiful. So more about preschool in January. We will have a lot of information about preschool then, but I just wanted to share that, and you know, I look forward to everybody being able to see them in the future. Thank you.
Thank you for that report. Ms. Kraska is not here. I was at the policy committee meeting, so I'll just give a brief update. We had a meeting the other night. What we did talk about was the first reading of the policies and regulations that are item 37 on the agenda tonight: resource materials, library material, and procedures for public complaint. Those are new items that were issued by Strauss Esme. So those items will be available to the public on the district website, and we will do our second reading of those policies actually at a reorg meeting when we meet in early January. Okay. Ms. Van Horn, you look like you have some writing there. Do you have a report?
I do. A couple of meetings that I went to. I went to the Somerset County School Boards Association meeting on the 17th of November. As usual, the meeting started with dinner, and I was joined by Kate and Lauren. They had to attend a workshop prior to the meeting, so you had a very rushed dinner. It wasn't the true effect. You have to go to a real one. They went to the Roles, Responsibility, and Resources workshop. The business meeting ran as usual. They discussed ELF New Jersey, which is the Educational Leadership Foundation of New Jersey that helps to secure resources to promote NJSB. County Superintendent spoke about the mid-year budget reviews and matrix, reminded everyone to read current school board notes about the DOE and hopefully its upcoming guidance. The board of directors said that we have an audit being done and advocated for in-person Governance 1 training whenever possible. Talked about the possibility of leaving the school health benefits plan. Government relations, stressed keeping up with Capital Watch to see what's happening with the DOE. We have questions in the legislation now on a charter school bill and pilot revenue sharing, as well as school funding. Manville Board of Education received the School Leader Award for its collaboration with Duke Farms for the Learning Comes to Life program, and Duke's is very interested in working and in collaboration with other school districts. There was a panel discussion on board superintendent relations with Roger Jinks, Dr. Jamil Maroon from Manville, and Alvin Freeman from Bound Brook. How to set expectations at the beginning, how to establish trust, the importance of communications and mutual support. And unfortunately, I left before the meeting was over because I had a coughing attack and couldn't sit there anymore. So that was the end of that meeting. But then the following Saturday, I attended the New Jersey School Board's Delegate Assembly meeting in Monroe, which was supposed to be a very quick 3-resolution meeting. And Dr. Purnell was giving his annual update on to where we came from, where we've been, where we're going. Some of the things that are coming up are 3 policy manuals for everyone, a planning dashboard, an HR hotline, an executive coaching, addressing nonpartisan civility among boards, A1 governance training, employer spark tanks, And then the fire alarms went off, and we were outside for over an hour. Luckily, the rain had stopped, waiting for the fire department to come. We did get a thank you to all Board of Education members for the tireless volunteer work they do. Resolutions, Delran pulled their resolution. It was regarding criminal offense that would disqualify a person from being a Board of Ed member. They were trying to be no more non-restrictive on who could or could not run as a board member. Resolution 2 was submitted by Clifton, supporting the belief that free school lunch programs should be offered to all students at the expense of the state or federal government. That passed 75 yes, 25 no. Resolution 3 was submitted by Bridgewater Raritan. It was that the local Board of Education should dedicate an equitable amount of instructional time to science education in elementary and middle schools relative to the amount of instructional time allocated to all other subject areas. After a very lengthy discussion, the resolution failed, 33% yes, 67 no. And as soon as the new officers were installed, the meeting adjourned. And last of all, real quick, this says I am liaison for the Safety Committee meeting, and Officer Chudy attended to discuss a grant he received for pedestrian safety, and we're getting more into that at our next meeting. There's been discussions regarding a town emergency shelter, but because of all the restrictions that are put on everyone, at this time, the only thing that really can be done is having officers stocked with blankets, hats, gloves, and warmers. If there are any concerns about safety regarding schools or children traveling to and from school, please address them to me and I will certainly bring them to the committee. We have a meeting this Thursday and then we're done till next year.
Okay, thank you for those reports and for attending all those additional meetings. You've been a busy person, so. Okay, moving on to the consent agenda items. We are going to put in place a practice starting in this meeting and then moving forward where board members can have the option of requesting that an item by number be removed for separate consideration. Just to clarify this, there's not a second required on that. A board member can make a request that an item be pulled, and we would vote on that separate from the consent agenda. So it would be a separate motion that would take place. We'll do this for the preschool through 8th grade items, and then we'll do it again for the 9 through 12 items, since those are two separate consent items. So that being said, are there any items in the preschool through 8th grade that a board member would like actually pulled from that consent agenda for separate consideration?
Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve items 1 through 5 for preschool through 8th grade, that they're 1 through 25, excuse me, for preschool through 8th grade, moved upon the recommendation of superintendent of schools, where appointments and salaries are contingent upon verified documentation.
Thank you, Mr. Jones. Second is Mr. Carlson. Any discussion? Okay, Mr. Boyce, can you do a roll, please?
Yes, Mrs. Van Horn.
Yes.
Mr. Sergio.
Yes.
Mr. Jess.
Yes.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Dale.
Yes.
Mr. Kimmick.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, on the 9th grade through 12th grade items, would anybody like to pull an item for separate consideration?
Yes, Mr. President, item 34.
Okay, so Mr. Boyce, item number 34 is pulled for separate consideration. Any other items pulled for separate consideration?
Hearing none, I'd like to make a motion to approve under 9th grade through 12th grade district-wide, items 26 through 33 and 35 through 58 be moved upon the recommendation of the superintendent of schools with appointments and salaries contingent upon verified documentation.
Second.
Second was Mr. Sergio. Okay, discussion? Okay, Mr. Boyce?
Yes, Mrs. Van Horn.
Yes.
Mr. Sergio.
Yes.
Mr. Jess.
Yes.
Mr. Carlson.
Yes.
Mrs. Dale.
I'd like to abstain for number 56 and yes to the rest.
Okay, Mr. Kimmick.
Yes.
Mr. Garcia.
Yes.
Mrs. Shaw.
Yes.
Okay. So we've had a separate consideration for item 34, Club America. Mr. Jess, can you make a motion for that
Yes.
item?
I'd like to make a motion to approve under the 9th grade through 12th grade and district-wide, item number 34.
Wait,
You need a motion, then you need a second, and then you have discussion. That's how it goes.
I motion to make an amendment to.
No,
No motion is on the floor right now.
There's a motion on the floor.
So we need to second that motion,
Correct.
and then we need to.
Thank you.
So second is to Mr. Carlson. Okay, discussion
Okay.
about
item
item
34.
34.
I'd just like to make or suggest just two quick changes to modify the word approve to acknowledge, and at the conclusion of the sentence to put under district policy 5842. The reason for those edits are as follows. Student-led initiatives need not be approved by the board. They merely need principal approval. So our approving of it is superfluous. For all intents and purposes, the club is already existing and has received principal approval. Secondly, the additional language of under district policy 5842 ensures that the students and participants of the club are surely protected under that policy, and that we specify and delineate that they're allowed to coalesce under that policy. And the additional policy that would have been considered has to deal a lot with curriculum, which at no point the Board of Education had a chance to review the curricular value of the club, and the student organization need not be encumbered with that in order to continue that.
Mr. Boyce, can you give guidance on, would we have to vote on this as written and then reintroduce a new item?
I think we have to dispose of the motion to amend the resolution first. So I think we should be clear on exactly what that amendment was again, so.
Yes, changing the word approve to acknowledge in recognition of the fact that the policy does not require us to approve. Rather, it's just reserved to the principal of the building. And at the end, to write under district policy 5842, which is the guiding policy permitting the formation of the organization.
All right, I want clarification though on, and Mr. Jess, you have experience with this as well, and Mr. Boyce, do we have to first, there was a motion already made and a second already made on that particular motion. We have to first address that motion before we amend and make a new motion, I believe.
Yes, that has
Correct.
been my experience in doing this as well, but there is still further discussion based upon Mr. Garcia's information that he has provided for that.
So the steps for the board are first to decide
if we want to move forward.
If we want to move forward with this motion, which we do have to actually take action on in a way that there was a first and then a second. So we have to address the motion first.
Motion on.
As the way, the
So
motion, the way it was written.
if the wording wants to be changed, then we have to vote no on this motion, and then we have to reintroduce a new motion with different wording. But I want to open the floor up to the board around discussion of, the, I guess, suggestion for a change. Do people want to change the motion, or do people want to leave the motion as it is?
So if I may, my understanding is that the board can always do more than what our policies call for. So, and it's also, Mr. Foley, please correct me if I don't, and I don't mean to put you on the spot, please correct me if I'm wrong, that in the past, anytime any club has come forward, the board has always approved that club, and what we're doing here is basically following past practice that has happened.
Correct.
Okay, so I would think that changing practice now, after all these years that we've done, and doing something that's less than or equal to our policy, to me is kind of counterproductive. I don't know why we would take away the approval of that club when we've always done that. And while I have no issue with adding the policy number in here, we haven't done that for any of the other clubs that we have done, and we're doing more so than we need to. So for me personally, I would not vote to change the motion.
If I may, I'd like to jump in and clarify some points made by the prior speaker. First and foremost, there is no district policy requiring the following of past cultural practices. Secondly, policy 5842, under which this club is allowed to be established, makes no mention of requiring the Board of Education approval. The idea that the board can do more is true, but by adding an additional step, we add an additional encumbrance onto the equal access of student organizations, something that I don't wish to do. Students are free to associate however they want to associate, and this recognizes that. Secondly, to say that it's under policy 5842 ensures that it remains as an organization, to ensure that it is well aware of the rights that are reserved to it, like this and any other organizations. That this should be a first instance and that we do this. There's a first time for everything, but past practice of approving clubs that don't get evaluated for curriculum, just because we do it is not reason enough. There is no policy dedicated to that.
So I do want to clarify. There are two policies that I think we're talking about here. There's a co-curricular policy and then there's a student organizations policy. I think where this gets a little muddied sometimes, and I'm going to look at Mr. Foley only because he has the most experience in the district on this. There's not a policy actually that explicitly defines how the board goes about working and approving clubs. In the past, the practice has been when a student brings forward a club to Mr. Foley, it can either be a student organization or it could be a co-curricular activity. Both of them are done with the intent that eventually students typically bring them forward with a probationary period, for no other word than that, to say if over the next 2 to 3 years we have really good attendance and there are a lot of student interest in this and the club is actually something where there is a lot of engagement with students, Mr. Foley then can make a decision that that club becomes a stipended club. It could be a student organization or it can be a co-curricular activity. There are two different policies that govern the idea that students can come together. One is related to curriculum, one is related to student interest, but both of them fall under clubs. So we have currently a number of clubs that the board has already approved in process, with the idea that once it's approved as a club, that actually puts it kind of on the clock with eventually needing to demonstrate that they have student interest and then eventually have a stipended advisor, not a volunteer advisor, working with that club, which, just let me finish. So those two things, and I think this is where it was somewhat confusing to me, kind of looking at this initially in terms of those two policies. They actually, in some respects, the co-curricular policy references the student organization policies. In neither of them is it explicit about a policy around clubs. It's a policy around student organizations. So while I agree that we don't need to actually approve a student organization by policy, eventually a student organization may be something that requires us to actually approve a stipend for an advisor for that. And it's, I think, been past practice to basically say that those organizations are in fact clubs that have a status that's a little bit different until Mr. Foley can make a determination of should this actually have a stipend tied to it. Both of them acknowledge that there's student action around this. Students brought this forward to Mr. Foley. I think the board's approval of a club or approval of any club basically acknowledges that students did what they were supposed to do in terms of bringing something forward to the principal of the school and doing everything that the procedure says they should do. It also acknowledges that there is an advisor connected. The students had to find an advisor to work with them to be supervised on school grounds. So, you know, I don't particularly have an issue with the idea of the approval of the club. If we want to change a practice, we may want to create a policy specific to clubs that is currently seems to be something that's a void within our policies right now.
Correct.
That's my opinion. I'll leave this open to other board members to comment on and to, because we do have to take action on that particular item.
Mr. Kimmick, thank you for your input. And delineating between policy 2430, the co-curricular activities policy, and the policy that I'm advocating for, 5842, is an important distinction, and you touched upon the point of it being related to the curriculum. In the minutes that were presented for the curriculum committee, and the minutes that were presented for the student activities committee, neither one mentioned having discussed this club and its relation to the curriculum. Additionally, my conversations with the superintendent and other board members have confirmed that this has not been linked to the curriculum, and District Policy 2430 does require that this must be related to the curriculum. Must be. And Mr.
Go ahead, then I want to comment.
That being said, sponsoring it means that putting it under policy 2430 means that we're endorsing or sponsoring everything of that club. But that would preclude controversial clubs from joining, such as the one before us. If in fact this club were to exist, it exists because of the introduction of policy 5842. And it need not prove its connection to the curriculum. But if you wish it to fall under District Policy 2430, then I ask, where was the board discussion on this in terms of the relation to the curriculum? None of which ever occurred, and we did not do our due diligence. Secondly, or lastly I should say, the idea that the club then progresses and then will get stipend, stipend is not precluded from policy 5842. I can foresee a student activity being paid and having a paid instructor, absent of its relation to the curriculum or not. Those are separate issues. And this editing is an acknowledgement that this club has already been approved. We can't approve what's already been approved. It's been approved. It's approved under policy 5842, which says an application for permission to meet on school premises shall be made to the principal or designate. The principal has already decided. As you noted, we are acknowledging it's approved, but we are doing that, acknowledging that it's created. I think that the semantics matter because if we say that we approve, then what we're indicating is that this is a board-sponsored club, which meets our curricular needs. And we have not evaluated this club in relation to the curriculum.
I'm going to leave this open to other board members before I comment on it.
Can I just appreciate the comments and the discussion of it. Curious what Club America is. I haven't heard of it, so I don't know if anyone knows.
Is it an active club right now?
Is it a brand new club?
They do organize, yeah.
So they're meeting already. They are already functioning. There is no need for the board to approve that which is already approved. Instead, we encumber ourselves by adding an extra layer to these clubs by saying, hey, the policy 5842 is not enough, you still need board approval.
Okay. I'm going to ask if any other members of the board want to make comment as well. So the club, to answer your question, yes, is meeting, and I guess I would defer to you in terms of process, if you can clarify that for us.
I don't believe the club at this time has had an official meeting.
So it hasn't really started necessarily? Or?
It was approved, I've been in contact and
Okay.
approved of it.
But our process in the past, Mr. Foley, you would expect the board to make an approval on this because that's been the process for as long as you can remember.
That is correct. The
Yes.
process is interest, signatures, securing volunteer advisors, proposals submitted to Mr. Davis, then the proposal submitted to me for review, then I make the recommendation to the superintendent.
Mr. Foley, if you become aware that this policy does not require board approval, would that change your practice to be in line with the policies?
That's not Mr. Foley's decision.
Well, you were able to ask him a question.
Well,
so
I'm sorry, I'm the president and I'm actually the facilitator of the meeting, so I am going to ask you to direct your comments to me.
The previous statements about prior practice, I hear, but we can't keep doing something that's not within our policy.
And you've made that point, and I'd like to give other members of the board an opportunity now to make any comment that they have about the discussion that's on the table right now.
Just out of, I may ask, just out of curiosity, the charter of,
Direct your comments to me.
oh, I'm sorry, the charter and mission of the club?
Let's say that one more time. What was the question?
The charter and mission of the club? What is the club?
the purpose of the club?
Yeah, what is the purpose of the club? It's just a curiosity question.
We have board members that don't even know the club, and we're being asked to approve it. Why would we approve it if we don't even know what it is? It need not get approval. I understand that there's pushback to preserve the practice of the past, but this modification keeps us in line with our policies. It does not eliminate the club. In fact, it further acknowledges that it is created, and it preserves its right under the policy under which it is established.
I'm going to pause for a moment. I'm going to open this up to the floor because I believe you are the one that actually petitioned for the club.
That is correct, yes.
So can you make a, what's that?
Ask her to go up to the microphone.
Can you go to the microphone, state your name, state your address, and provide an overview of what you did as a student?
Alrighty, hello everyone. I'm Lila Macy. I'm a senior at Somerville High School. And so the purpose of the club itself is to educate students about the benefits of limited government, capitalism, free markets, and freedom as a whole. Activities that the club would participate in would be tabling and distributing informational materials, and it brings a diverse range of students and speakers in, so we can actually apply for grants the mother organization is Turning Point USA, and so they give us grants between $100 and $2,500 to be able to run these events within our first couple of years before we can hopefully get board funding. And to ensure this club does have success if we are approved, we're going to be going out and recruiting on a bi-weekly schedule. So we'll be going out and speaking to students and kind of informing them further on our mission. It's a nonpartisan club, so it does not associate with any political party, but it does tend to lean with conservative values. Anyone is welcome to join, though. I don't want to deter anyone away, regardless of what they believe. I want everyone to have a safe space to feel that they can share their opinions and have debates and just healthy and good conversation. If anyone has any questions, I would be happy to take them.
Ms. Macy, thank you so much. Just to confirm, you've received approval from Mr. Foley, correct?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.
Hence being here.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for your comments.
I'd like to make a comment.
Please.
The motion says approve the creation of Club America. It says nothing about endorsing anything in there and putting the school board behind the endorsement of any club. We have other clubs that we've done very similar things, namely the Genesis Club, which is basically a Christian organization, but that doesn't mean that the board has decided that we are a Christian school. All right, so the policy, yes, past precedent doesn't mean that we have to move forward, but me personally, I don't see any problem with moving forward with the language as it is, because it does says the approved creation, and that's all we're approving.
If I may add, that's a very good point, Mr. Paulson. You know, the word approved does not mean endorse, but the policy under which
I want to, but you said that a couple times. I want to make very clear. We're not. No, I want to make something very clear though. We are not deciding which policy this falls under right now. We are not deciding, does this fall under co-curricular? Does this fall under student organization? The term club, what we are endorsing is what has happened, whether or not we agree it should be happening or not, in a way that has been happening for more than Mr. Foley's time in the district, as far as I know. Like, you can't remember this happening at a different time or a different way. What I would suggest is that if we are going to change that process, that we don't do that on the fly, that we go forward with the motion the way it is written. If there is a concern about actually changing the process, then that is something that will go live in a committee, and either the policy committee or at this point it's the student activities committee would actually make a recommendation to the board about what should happen with that process. The idea of changing the process on the fly as a board is probably not the best practice that we could actually implement. Now, you may disagree with me in terms of what the policy actually says we should do or shouldn't do, but I have consulted with the board attorney. The board attorney has said we can do this and we can always do more. We just can't do less. So the idea that we could do more by actually acknowledging that students did what they were supposed to do, and that this may fall under, a student organization or a co-curricular activity, both of them could be applied here. If we want to make the distinction between those two things, and we want to actually go revisit all of the clubs and identify which one is a student organization and which one is a co-curricular activity, that's fine, but that doesn't change that those are clubs that are actually active within the school.
You did acknowledge that we are acknowledging the creation of the club, and you even used the word itself. And to Mr. Carlson's point,
It's in the name.
And to Mr. Carlson's point, no curricular activity shall be considered to be under the sponsorship of this board unless it has been approved by the board on recommendation of the
Okay.
superintendent. If it is approved, then we are sponsoring it, which it means that we have evaluated it based on its curriculum. Again, this board has not.
We're just approving the creation, we're not approving its curriculum.
We're not defining right now whether this is a co-curricular activity or a student organization, like that.
So at this time, Mr. President, with your permission, I'd like to call the question. So basically, when you call the question, it ends all discussion with regards to the item that's on the table, and we have a motion. So since the question has now been called, Mr. Boyce should now vote and should take roll call.
Mr. Boyce, do the roll, please.
What motion?
As the original
number
motion.
34.
As
We
number
need to
34.
take action on this motion, and we will make a decision based on the roll at that point. Mr. Boyce?
Mrs. Van Horn,
Yes.
Mr. Sergio,
Staying.
Mr. Jess.
Yes.
Mr. Carlson,
Yes.
Mrs. Dale,
Yes.
yes, okay. Mr. Kimmick,
Yes.
Mr. Garcia,
No.
Mrs. Shaw.
No.
Motion passes, I believe?
That's correct.
Okay, the motion passes. Okay. All right, so that being said, I want to thank everybody for the discussion, and Mr. Mateo, I understand the point that you're making. I think moving forward, we can certainly evaluate the process, and we can actually have a discussion within the activities committee once that's reconstituted about the process itself, and really just unpack that for the board itself. Okay? All right. That being said, are there any old business items I'd like to open up the floor? Seeing none, is there a motion to close old business?
Move it.
Mr. Jess?
Second.
Ms. Van Horn? Any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Abstentions? Okay, I'd like to open the floor to new business. Are there any new business items? Okay, seeing none, motion to close new business.
So moved.
Mr. Jess, second.
Sir.
Mr. Sergio, any discussion? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, new business is now closed. And before we adjourn, I again want to thank everybody for coming out tonight, for the work that was done, I think, in terms of the students who were here for the course, and also for just the coffee cart and the treats for the board. We very much appreciate it, and I want to wish everybody a very happy holiday season. Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Mr. Jess, second? Mr. Yeah, they all got it. Mr. Sergio. All right, assisted by both of you. All right. All in favor?
Aye.
All opposed? Okay, we are adjourned at 7:51. All right, happy holidays, everybody.